Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we'll be covering Digimon Ghost Game episode 55, Buck and Nickel. I'm May, and I'm joined by the as pretty as a picture Quinn.
Hi.
And equally pretty as a picture Chloe.
Hello.
I was going for a different type of synonym this time for lovely, and I saw that one, I was like, yep, I'm gonna go with that.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So the picture that you are as pretty as is very, very pretty and lovely.
Well, that's good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because, like, as pretty as a picture, like, what is the picture of?
Exactly.
Yeah, it can vary a lot depending upon what the picture's of.
Is it a picture of me? Because if so, that's fairly
pretty
true.
dang pretty.
Then it is you're literally as pretty as a picture of yourself. Like that, everyone's as pretty as a picture of themselves, unless it's a bad or good picture, I guess.
Anywho, I would like to make this a long one.
Yes, I would, but which is now, like, we say a long one, and then it becomes an actual long one.
We do.
Let's do it. So
it's true.
We do. We try our best. So, in any case, quick housekeeping. So, the episode listings came out for the next couple of, more than a couple of episodes, and we know that there is an episode on December 25th, but there's not one on January 1st. So, in terms of podcasting, because that happens in the middle, like the recording is like in the middle of the day when I usually am having lunch. I'll be out for Christmas, so we will be recording separately, or Quinn and Chloe will just send me through notes depending on what their own schedules look like. But when the episode comes out, I'll probably be doing the dad thing, and I will have cracked a Christmas cracker, and I'm wearing the paper hat on my head, which I now understand that probably makes no sense to the US, because you don't have Christmas crackers.
That is not a thing here.
Which is so weird, because Europe, UK, and Australia, we have our Christmas crackers. US, get on our level. It is the superior way to enjoy Christmas. You have your dad passed out with a hat, and I am the dad. I am everyone's dad.
It's a paper hat?
In this scenario. It's a paper hat, yeah. So a Christmas cracker has, like, one paper hat, one terrible joke that's, like, the worst dad pun that you've ever heard, sometimes Christmas related, and then just, like, a random little, like, plastic or maybe metal keychain or some random, like, very cheap toy or something. Sometimes it's like a napkin holder. Depends on how fancy you get with your Christmas crackers.
All right.
But it's very important. And it's also a competition, because you have to, like, you see who gets the bigger piece when you, like, pull it with another person. It's very fun. It's very, very important.
How odd.
That I explain.
Anywho, hot take, but
joke's the
Christmas
best.
is a terrible holiday.
I only like it because I just like excuses to, like, be merry.
That's fair.
I don't know who Mary is, but I'm sure she's gonna. I'll be
You be her if you
was-
like,
Ooh.
that is my drag queen name, Mary. Merry Christmas. But anyway, so
but you and everybody else.
Everyone has a Christmas drag queen that is just Merry Christmas. But no,
Anyway.
that's the kind of pun that we'll find in the Christmas cracker. But anyway, I'll be probably asleep after lunch at the usual recording time. So we'll be doing a slightly different recording, but in terms of the episode, it shouldn't be too different. But yeah, so that's exciting. But no episode on January 1st, and then the next episode is January 8th. So after Christmas. So yeah, just thought I'd let people know, because sometimes when there's no episode, people will be like, where's the Ghost Game? Crunchyroll didn't upload the Ghost Game. But the Crunchyroll will do the Ghost Game on January 8th. Anyway, so a quick synopsis before we dive into our discussion. So this week was just traumatic, because we have characters who are just sleepwalking on very dangerous positions, and immediately I am alarmed by this, because I do sleepwalk. And sometimes Brady has to stop me from opening the front door and just walking out.
Oh my.
He has commonly found me at the fridge eating blocks of cheese. I'm not even making that up. That's just, like, sometimes I just I started walking into a wall, but I was like bad computer game walking into a wall, but I just walked into the wall and then just continued to try to walk into the wall. These are all, like, secondhand things that Brady has either recorded on his phone and shown me or told me about.
Being a cheese fiend.
Sometimes I am a cheese fiend, but sometimes I do try to leave the house. So the start of the episode having like a character seemingly sleepwalking across a balcony is kind of like that's like kind of a real life horror for me.
Oh yeah, especially when they did the first person section of it. That was so good and creepy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great, but it was just this episode in general was just creepy for a lot of different reasons. We then find out that this is all happening because Postmon is kind of like controlling cats who are in turn controlling humans because she wants humans to kind of be slaves to cats. Postmon.
Alright.
Wasn't it Bastemon?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, it's Bastemon, but I call it Postmon. And I'm
okay.
I think the English dub of Fusion's also called it Postmon.
Oh, this is not a new Digimon, right? I forget that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not a new Digimon. It's
But it is, however, based
fact,
on an Egyptian god, Bast.
Yes. Oh, yes. But we also have the English dub calling
Turkey-based
Sealamon, Koelamon very early on in the anime. So the English dub sometimes just says, like, reads things, so that's probably where I'm getting my pronunciation of Bastemon from.
Yeah.
But, yes, so Bastemon, fun fact, hits on a child in Digimon Cross Wars, which is very weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thanks, Digimon, for that. But anyway, so Bastemon/Bastemon is basically
Sorry, I can only hear you
upset.
saying it as based, B-A-S-E-D. Based
Very
mom.
woke.
Based.
Yeah.
It is based and red-pilled. I think it's based on and red-pilled.
No.
Isn't that what the people on the internet say? I don't know. The internet is something that's making me feel very old, and I didn't think I'd feel old at 29.
Mm-hmm.
But the internet definitely does make me feel old. That was the sentence.
Anywho.
So Bastemon is trying to make humans basically slaves to cats in the same way that in ancient times the cats were seen as gods, and is kind of upset by the fact that cats are mainly just seen as pets. So she starts getting the humans to do basically whatever the cats are doing, like sit in really weird positions, jump up on high surfaces, and squeeze through tiny gaps. And if they're unable to, she says that they fail. If they pass, that means they get to be
tiny gaps. Anyway.
Yeah.
There are some people who do like show cat stuff, probably. At the
Yeah,
very
there
least,
are
there's
show
lots
cats.
of like TikTok videos and stuff, probably.
Yeah.
Not that I'm on TikTok, God, but
I am on TikTok.
I assume.
But I'm on the different part. I'm on queer TikTok. So I just get a lot of like random, like really great new songs about how you should buy a transgender man 2 pints and then what you should do to him. And it's just been in my head for so long.
Alright then. Anyhow.
Anyway, that's a good song.
That's excellent.
Anyway, but not suitable for the podcast for what the next line is. So, anyway, what we talking about TikTok? So yes, Bastemon is trying to get the humans to do things that humans can't do, and if they pass, they get to be the pets for the cats, and if they fail, they then have to dig their own grave. So that's deeply unsettling. Because we have Hiro, Gamamon, and Kiyoshiro being kind of captive at the moment, we have to have Ruli being the star of the episode, which is great, which means that we get to see Airdramon again, because she needed the taxi. So she finds that olives and celery are able to basically intoxicate the cats. Quinn, do you have any science facts for us?
I've never heard of this working, and I'm a little skeptical, but okay.
Okay, cool. I was worried that this was like something that like was like a very famous thing to not happen. But if you're unsure, then
I've certainly never heard of celeries making cats go weird, but
honestly, when they first threw down the green bits, I thought it was cucumber because I saw like a lot of videos of how cats react to when you put like a cucumber next to them, and I thought that they were just going to start freaking out at the cucumbers.
I also had that thought for a split second, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because that was the only green thing that I know that cats react to.
Well, and of course there's catnip, which seemed like the obvious choice, but they felt like the need to tell us a science fact that
is dubious.
I'm willing to believe that they believe it, at least, but
I love the random science facts that Ghost Game pulls out, and sometimes they're just not right.
That is pretty good. Yeah.
It's like fake science that they're bringing out. Like, yeah, it's funny. But I'm glad that they're trying to, like, come up with, like, kind of, like, outside-the-box solutions for things. So, anyway, Basemon isn't really, or Bastemon, or Based and Red-Pilled Mon. We have not really reacting to the olives and the celery. I'm just going to call it catnip, because that's basically what it is, I guess. But the cats do. And then Bastemon is trying to feed on the Digimon, like Lamortmon, and is able to control Lamortmon. She then tries to do it with the Thetismon, but because Thetismon is holding on to the celery and the olives,
she prepared her body for Bastemon.
Yeah, that was really weird wording.
Yes, it was.
Like, that was a bit weird, but I guess I can't fault them on it too much. And then Bastemon just kind of, like, concedes and was like, maybe one day I'll have a human partner. And I was like, we already, we are 55 episodes in. I'm sick of saying people...
real high first, and then she conceded for no reason.
I kind of thought she was cute when she was, like, rolling on the ground, like, grinning to herself. I was like, oh, baby.
Oh, she super was.
Oh, yeah, she was having a blast.
Yeah. It just didn't make any sense that then she was just, you know, chilling and hanging out, but whatever.
This is such, like, 90s movie solution of just, like, you get high with the bad guy. Like, why is that so 90s? Like, I feel like there's movies that just ended like,
it's
okay, and then they got super high.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But, yeah, and then the episode ends. We have Basemon wondering if she can have a human partner too, as a treat. Now that we're done going over the synopsis, let's discuss some discussions. So, what were our highlights this week?
The cat body horror stuff was pretty good.
Everyone can drink. We said we liked the body horror stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the LostinTranslationmon drinking game. We like the body horror, which is, like, I really liked it, don't get me wrong, but it really was unsettling. It wasn't just like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was like, there was cat body horror, and the
cat
facial
body
expressions
horror
we have.
Particularly.
Yeah, more than the humans, the cats contorted into...
Yeah. The way their faces, like, split and their eyes went sideways. Blech.
Yeah.
That was horrifying.
It was.
Like, it's just, that is really unsettling. That's, like, if I saw that as a kid, I feel like I'd be fairly creeped out. Mm-hmm. It was...
Actually, on that note, there was a part of this episode that I also thought was really good that reminded me of something that, like, scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. The vampire dance attack or whatever that, like, you know, drained and, you know, turned them gray. It reminded me a lot of this thing I saw when I was just a little kid and saw this weird cartoon where there was, like, people in a minecart and there was a gas and the gas, like, mummified them. And I remember nothing else about it other than that scared me so much I started crying at the house of the girl who was babysitting me.
That's horrifying.
So it was surprisingly reminiscent of that, and that spooked me a little bit. Yeah. It was good.
Wow.
See, I also had something from my childhood come up from this episode. With the cats' faces, the way that it kind of, like, deeply unsettled me reminded me of, like, a Goosebumps cover that I saw as a kid that had, like, a horrifying, like, dog's face, but it was, like, contorted in, like, this grotesque manner. And it just reminded me a lot of that, and that really, like, that spooked me. Like, I think I saw that cover, and then I couldn't sleep that night. So
that's fair.
I feel like surely this episode is going to make some kid not able to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. On an unrelated note, Espimon sleeps in a cardboard box where he belongs.
Yeah, we wrote that down as a highlight. Sorry, Espimon fans.
Yeah, I think that Espimon doesn't have any fans at the moment. Like, I don't think I've seen anybody who is still on the Espimon side. Even I'm just like, I'm kind of neutral on Espimon.
Nah.
He's not...
There are people out there, I'm sure.
He's good in Digimon Dreamers because, like, he has a personality. Like, he is kind of like... He's into, like, internet... He's an internet paparazzi kind of person. He's like a celebrity, like, blogger. And
oh no.
He then decides to be a gourmet blogger when he has, like, this meat, and that's kind of his thing, so that's kind of cute. But this Espimon, in comparison, doesn't have a personality except for is looking for the real hero, which I'm still
and
hoping
will not clarify what that means.
I'm hoping it means something.
It's been months in universe, and at no point has Hiro said, literally, what would I have to do to prove my identity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he's, I don't know, I feel like maybe he's visiting from the future or something, or he's recognizing his Hiro from the past or something, I don't know. Or maybe Hiro just really isn't the real Hiro. I don't know, but it would be cool if it meant something, but it probably won't.
I'd be pretty down if Hiro was actually not the real Hiro.
Yeah, that would be a plot twist that, like...
Even then, don't make me wait this long.
Yeah. Also, scary.
Yeah.
In terms of this week's episode, the animation, I guess because of all the contorting and the faces that were just horrifying, the animation was really good. Like, it was effectively creepy.
Yeah, it was. I also, like, the making them dig their own graves was really, like, messed up and scary.
Yeah.
Like, it had some, like, real concentration camp vibes. It was actually terrifying.
Yeah, it was something that, like, when I saw them digging, I was I thought to myself, oh, are they digging their own graves? No, they can't be. That's too dark for a children's show.
Yeah, but no.
And then they were doing it. And then
they
were also burying each other.
Yeah.
Like, and they were kind of like, sorry, I can't stop. And it was just...
the people who passed were having to bury the people who failed. It was so screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just seeing them get into, like, those uncomfortable positions was just... Yeah, it
that
was just very
one of the writer's
haunting.
fetish. Like, oh my god, someone just wants to be forced against their will to get into weird positions. I'm sorry.
I just thought it was really creepy. I just thought that's why that
a
was
hot
like,
cat lady whose orders you literally cannot disobey even if you want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode had a lot of creepy stuff going on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was in the best possible way. Like, the episode ended, and I was kind of like, I don't know how to feel because I'm so unsettled, which is a good way for an episode to have me feel, honestly.
Yeah.
That's fair. I came away feeling like this was just a supremely wacky episode, but one that I really liked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
The
really
parts
liked
don't
it.
really fit well together, but I enjoyed most of them.
Yeah. Like, I both love and hate how the answer to the problem this week is just get the baddie so high that she can't do anything anymore.
Like, that's definitely a new one. It's not like talk the baddie down. It's get the baddie super high until, like, they're your friend.
It was so funny.
We did get Nanimon drunk way back in season 1.
Yeah.
Excuse
that
me.
was cool.
Gave him his favorite soda, and then he got real tired.
No, I think it was the sugar high or something like the
like
bubbles
that.
rushed to his head.
Yes, that was
Was
the
that,
cartoon.
it was that in the original or in the dub?
In the dub.
Okay, the dub,
The dub, we
definitely
couldn't
believe
just
it
have
was
him
the
get
dub.
drunk.
Yeah.
So, yes, the combination
And
goes
also
to his
we
head
have-
when he drinks soda.
We have Wizamon pretending to be drunk in the original as well, and then later on, like in the English dub, he's just holding and he's saying, "This is my favorite bottle of ketchup."
Fantastic!
Which has to be entirely too off the wall. Like, who wrote that? I want to find the person who went like, okay, I think I can, instead of like
I
holding a
can
soft
make
drink
this
or
work.
something.
We
like,
don't have to cut it.
Actually, I don't think it was ketchup. I think it was like hot sauce, and it was like, this is my favorite. Like, I want to shake that person's hand. That is a phenomenal change. That is just like
Anyway.
you could see someone just like writing down, okay, it's a bottle of cola, and no, hot sauce. Like that's fantastic.
Well, and yet they had to take into account what like most matched the lip movements too. They're like, okay, like, do we have enough syllables for ketchup, or do we have to say like sauce?
Yeah. English dub, I love you. But in terms of this episode from this season and not Digimon Adventure, what are the highlights? Because I liked this episode. It was creepy.
I've got
Postmon
one
was cool.
last one, which is I guess the takeaway from this episode is I believe in Bastemon supremacy, because she could have just destroyed all of them and still could anytime she comes down.
Yeah. If she hadn't gotten high, like in that one song, she would be just ruling the world right now.
Yep. Yeah, she can just take over all of
Absolutely,
your
like-
cats and then have your cats take over you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, apparently, people take cats for walks regularly enough that now cats want to take you for a walk. Apparently.
I mean, in Japan, when I went to Odaiba, one of the times there was someone walking her meerkat, and she had another meerkat in her jacket pocket.
I mean,
so-
that's cute, but
Yeah, so
I still
guess
am
there's
not
no
going
strange
to say
things
that
about
it's that common.
Yeah, I've seen a few people walk their cats in Australia. It's weird. There's a specific breed that you can walk and that likes being walked.
Oh yeah, one of my
But
dad's
whenever I've
cats
seen
likes
a-
being walked.
Yeah. But whenever I've seen a cat being walked, it just looks deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, in general.
Like, it's trying to, like, rip the lead to shreds, but also their owner.
Yeah.
They don't look happy. In any way, this episode, creepy, good animation, good. Ready for lowlights?
Sure.
Yeah, actually, I did just want to echo the good animation real quick
Yep.
because I forgot to write that down. But there was some smooth
was high-quality
animation points
animation.
in this episode. Yeah, it was good.
Oh yeah, the animation has been fairly consistently good in Ghost Game. Like, I think there's been a few episodes that have been, like, average, but not, like, terribly
Nothing
so.
like Adventure
Yeah,
Calling.
there haven't really been any at least identifiable drag the clip art across the screen moments.
Which was a lot in Adventure Colon. Like, there were a few episodes in Adventure Colon that were really well animated and had some amazing use of colour and amazing use of animation, but mostly it felt fairly lackluster. I'm not sure how much, like, COVID had to do with that, but so far, Ghost Game. And I guess, it's episode 55. I'm still saying so far. I have no idea how long this season's going to be. But it looked good. The animation is consistently good, and I know it's fairly good in every episode, but this episode really did a good job of it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, lowlights, my main one, and I'm sure that y'all probably agree with me with this one, but Bastemon, like, surrendering and being good so easy just after getting high. I know that they were running out of time, and they can't just, like, do more talking, but it just felt too, like, so easy. But I'm willing to just say, like, she had, like, a stoned epiphany or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got high and realized that she's actually just tsundere.
Yeah. Like, I'm willing to, like, accept that, but overall, it just felt like
It was
that
rushed.
was the weakest part of the episode. But
Yeah.
again, they're time limited. It's not like an hour-long episode. It's still, like, 20 minutes. So I didn't mind the solution of, like, getting them high. That felt like the best way to go about it, because otherwise, as you said, Bastemon would have been able to control everyone, and she felt like the first, like, legitimate risk. Like, all the other ones have been kind of risky in their own ways, but once we threw out our perfect forms, we could just do a bigger attack. But we couldn't do that in this episode. We had to, like, do something that wasn't quite fighting,
We had to
but
eat a
wasn't
bunch of
also
celery
trying-
so that when the monster sucked out your life force, it would get her high. What about that was non-obvious?
Yeah, but it felt unique. It wasn't just talking them down.
It
Oh,
was
it was
definitely unique.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm a fan of that, but overall I just felt like the end part, like, I thought that she was going to get high and Black Tailmon was just going to come up and take her
home
away
or
while she was
something.
super high.
Yeah.
But that would have been like, we've done that a few times, so I'm kind of glad that we didn't, but at the same time, her just, like, saying, okay, fine, I give in, but I'm still going to watch out for the cats.
Yeah.
Like,
We can hang out as
I mean,
long
at
as you
least-
keep me hooked up with this celery supply.
yeah. It felt kind of weird. But that was I think my only lowlight was, I feel like that was just a little bit easy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
This episode was so kind of uncomfortably horny.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get that at all. I was just uncomfortable, like, watching the body horror. I didn't get any of the...
I mean,
if
Bustamon
there was any
shakes
sexual
her
aspects.
ass at the camera.
Yeah, I sent you the
Oh, well,
thing,
that-
Air.
yeah,
Come on.
I guess, but that's kind of like her design
Right at
of
the
being a belly
end,
dancer.
she's holding her...
Yeah, she's just really just showing off her bust for
But,
like
yeah,
an extended
crossing
15-second
her
shot.
arms while making her breasts look so much bigger right into the camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
so much.
Jellymon's whole I prepared my body for you thing. Like, she could have just said we prepared a trap, but no, she said I prepared my body.
I'm glad you could get your fill.
Yeah.
I think that's just Jellymon being, yeah.
Also,
least-
Whatever you
least
say.
Statusmon.
It's so horny.
Jellymon's Chekhov's farm that
Yeah. It's real good that
That was
Jellymon got
fun.
into the farming business just in time to grow a bunch of celery and olives for this week.
I don't know. I'm still a big fan that Jellymon kind of, like, exists on her own. Like, she has her own life that she lives.
I don't
She's
hate
not,
it, but why a farm business? And
she really likes Farmville.
just, this felt pretty lazy.
Yeah, and there's, it was fine. It was just...
Also, where did Airdramon come from?
Yeah, Airdramon was just
I don't
there.
know. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining that Airdramon was in this episode.
fair.
I
It'd be
know.
fun. I'm just happy we have not just an Airdramon who returns and is a recurring character, but is actually, like, vocal and isn't just, like, monster. Like, in 02, Airdramon was in a few episodes, but was just kind of, like,
It was a
horse.
mook. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of existed. And I do like how sometimes Digimon can be, just animals. Like, I'm fine with that, but I'm just glad that we have an Airdramon who is a character who returns, but also exists and, like, has a sort of personality. And has probably more of a personality than Sora in Adventure Colon.
You're not wrong.
Which is really, really sad. I think Aidramon's also had more lines and has been in less episodes. Or probably more episodes, I don't know. Sora got a bad everything in Colon. Poor Sora.
One other thing was that I feel like I certainly would be, even if I knew my cat wasn't 100% in control of themselves, a little traumatized after seeing my cat get all distorted like that. But in this episode, everyone just went and cuddled their cat, apparently walking away with absolutely no trauma whatsoever about the
While
fact.
saying, what a weird dream I had,
Yeah.
where I woke up in the park with a crowd of people around me.
I think that might just be, I think they're just trying to hand wave it away as like, oh, they just thought it was a dream.
Also,
Well, if that happened to me,
yes,
I'd probably
but
be
if I
trying to
woke
convince
up in the
myself it was
park
a
with
dream.
my cat and 40 other people with their cats, and also, my cat would sure not let me carry her home.
Oh yeah, no, Yumi would rip you to... Yumi would probably be acting nicer when under Postemon's control.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Postemon sees Yumi and goes, chill out. Tone it down a little.
Teach me about what you've
poor
got going
Yumi.
on here.
But yeah, that and just, we sure did get her so high that she just decided to be friendly and maybe want a human partner now, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's all we've got, I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I got for the lights.
Yeah. I've only got that one low light. In terms of favourite characters, I'm going to be super boring and say Airdramon. It was almost Jellymon because, again, big fan of the fact that she just kind of exists and she has her own life that she goes about. She's not just, like, hanging out with her human all the time. But
she was
I just have
barely
to
a
pick
character.
Airdramon.
She had like 3 lines.
Well,
And
yeah,
two
and
of
that's
them
why I
were
picked
horny.
Airdramon. But Airdramon had many lines, helped out, basically helped save the day because
In this
he's
episode?
flying.
But he showed up as the horse.
Yeah, and I liked that. I liked that Airdramon showed up. So
But-
my favourite character is Airdramon.
Yeah, and I guess.
Okay.
But, like, did they even need a ride from Airdramon? Like,
They
Goromon was
needed
there
a
to just
ride to
give a
get
ride.
the olives, I guess.
And they needed to fly. Like, they needed to, like, drop it from
they-
high above.
Anyway,
He helped. I love him.
you're just
And,
glad that he was
it-
there.
yeah.
I'm just glad that he's there, and, I'm not sure how many more episodes he'll show up. This is
Yeah.
apparently my 3rd time saying Airdramon, but
Yeah.
not just Airdramon, it's Airdramon with an exclamation mark at the end. So I'm just really happy to see Airdramon, so I did that 3 times.
Uh-huh.
What about y'all's favourite characters? Chloe?
Bastemon, hands down. She was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying
Totally
to come
valid.
up with something different to be different, but nah, Bastemon, too good. Basedmon.
See, and that's Basedmon. That's really why one of the other reasons I didn't go with Bastemon and went with Airdramon, because I was like, I'm fairly certain that
Because
they're
there
gonna
was an
pick- they're both
objectively
gonna pick
correct
Bastemon.
choice, and you didn't want to
You
make
were
it.
metagaming the favorite characters.
I just wanted to be different. Also, I love Airdramon, so can you blame me?
I mean,
I'm
I do
happy
think
to-
that every episode Airdramon's been in, you've picked him as the favorite character, so it's not like it's a
No,
surprise, but...
not every episode because he's
Oh,
appeared
really?
more than 3 times, and I've only got him 3 times.
Only about half the time.
Probably
Yeah.
more than half.
Because sometimes I think he has just shown up to be a horse, and not always am I excited to see a horse, or maybe I've got another favourite character that episode, but I'm picking Airdramon this time because I love an Airdramon.
That's fair.
In terms of our ratings out of 5, I gave this episode a 4. I enjoyed it. I don't have many complaints. It was a little bit silly towards the end, but that seems to be like kind of like the ghost game thing. So yeah, it gets a 4 out of 5 for me. Chloe, what are you giving it out of 5?
I've been going back and forth between a 4.5 and a 5, and I think I'm going to give it a 5. This episode was it was absolutely moronic and silly, and I really loved it.
Oh yeah, in the best way. Like, it's just kind of like a lot, but in the best way. Like, I came out of it not knowing what I wanted to say because it was just, a lot. So, completely valid. And Quinn, what are you giving it out of 5?
I think I'm going to shoot the gap and go 4.5.
Super. So, overall, that means that it gets a 13.5, which means it is tied with episode 33, which I will not be able to find that without searching, so I'm doing Control F. So that means that it is tied for 13th place. I don't think we have any other 13.5s. No, we do. We have episode 5 was also... apparently we have a lot of 13.5s, actually. But I found episode 33, so do we like it more or less than Whispers of the Dead? I can't even remember what that episode was about.
That was the one where Kiyoshiro died, right?
Oh,
and he started hearing the voices?
Okay. I'm going to say this episode was... I would put it under, but what do y'all think?
But I mean, that's probably what I'm going to go with too, but it's kind of hard to...
They're different kinds of good.
Yeah, I liked them for very different reasons. So I think I will say that I liked this one less, but like I liked it just as much, just in a different way, you know?
Yep, that is fair. So I will put it underneath episode 33, Whispers of the Dead. I'm glad that someone remembered that because, that was a good episode. So that means in our overall ranking, it's in 14th place. In terms of my individual rating, because I've given entirely too many 4s, 4.5s, and 5s, it's in 20th place. So that's the thing. Chloe, where are you putting it in your ranking?
I need to find... Sorry, I'm a little unprepared for this bit. I think I'm going to put it in... Let me make sure that I gave this one a 5 as well, but no, I didn't. Dang. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm going to put it in 13th place.
13th place.
Above episode 32, Who Are You?
Above episode 32, that would mean that it's in 12th place then.
Yep, I looked at the wrong column. Sorry.
So in 12th place?
12th place.
Okay. And Quinn, where are we putting this week's episode?
I believe I am putting it in 13th, above episode 2, below episode 48.
Yep, that's 13th place.
Cool.
So overall, I feel like this is the highest an episode has gone for a while.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the top, I think the episode 43 is in 15th place, which is probably the most recent one in the top 15. So, we haven't really been given that many high scores, so it's glad that an episode that not necessarily had any plot, we did have Bastemon recognize Gamamon seemingly, so that was kind of cool, but otherwise not really doing any plot, but still was creepy enough to get our attention. Do we have any miscellaneous thoughts about this week's episode?
Yes.
Go off.
Are you familiar with the song WAP?
No.
Okay, well, then this
may
won't
may
mean
not
anything
be.
to you, but it might mean something to the listeners. Anyway, I cannot hear, for example, Gamamon WAP Shinka now. I just hear that every time, and it has made it so much better and so much worse.
Yep. Anyhow,
Oh dear.
and then, just this episode was all about making furries, which is sure a thing Digimon has done every season.
I feel like we just did it with the May Crackmon episode. I feel like
we
that
did
was
it
a
then
furry
too.
episode.
Yep.
We're immediately doing another furry episode, but this time, like, May Crackmon's kind of a little bit, like, thicker.
May Crackmon was the Yandere, and now we've got the Tsundere.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ooh, who's gonna be the
I
Dere
guess
Dere
that's
villain?
I want to know who's the Kudere.
Yeah. We need all the Deres.
Yeah.
All the Deres
Make
rise up.
Kudereimon.
Oh,
No. Now that we're done with our discussions, let's move on to Pondering, Postmon, Pat, and predictions. So, first up, over on the YouTube comments. First up, we have Danny, who says they can't believe that the show still has so many evolutions left for the main cast that we haven't even gotten to. And yeah, it feels like we've got at least like 10 episodes left, at the very least, I feel.
Seems reasonable.
So, yeah, I guess that would put it with the same episode count as Adventure Column then, if we have, like, if this is episode 55 and we still have 10 more.
Yeah.
So, that wouldn't be, that wouldn't be too, like, surprising, but we also have to get some answers with, like, the, whatever the black Digimon are, like, the black variants. Like, we still don't know what that's about.
I hope we learn what that's about.
Oh, I hope so too. Next, we have Jao, who says Koichi says no, Gamamon, because we're doing the isekai. So I'm glad that other people enjoyed my isekai reference. Next, we have Ignited Quills, who says, yeah, Espimon is getting tiring as well. It was fine that he kept on doing the whole fake hero gimmick, but it got annoying as time went on, and it represented a flaw with Ghost Game, with being inconsistent with plot points, despite the show planning to be episodic from the start, but often put mysteries that people expect to lay their eyes on. And yeah, I guess that's kind of like to get the viewer to continue to watch. Like, if it didn't have those little hints, like even in this week's episode, that little hint of like Bastemon recognizing Gamamon in some way. So I think those are just put in just to keep us watching for people who may be kind of bored with the episodic nature. Anyway, they go on to say that they remember talking about it, but someone told them that they were trying to hate on the show. They mentioned one thing they didn't like and mentioned what they did like, which is actual criticism, yet they didn't find the whole Espimon thing a flaw, but them talking about it was trivial. You can like a series and still have issues with it, which I think is something that Digimon fans need to grasp, that if you are complaining about Digimon, like if you have a criticism with a Digimon show or any Digimon aspect, that doesn't mean that you don't like it. I criticize Digimon all the time. I didn't like Kazuna. A lot of people did. Power to them. I have a lot of issues with it, but it doesn't mean that I didn't get emotional during the movie, for example. I have a lot of problems with Zero too, but I have so much nostalgia for that show. So yeah, I totally get what you mean, where you can absolutely like a series but have issues with it. Mm-hmm. And I've criticized this series, and I really do love Ghost Game. I still think that it could be one of my favorite seasons. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, that's something a lot of people that I've noticed in the Digimon community don't seem to grasp, that you can have a complaint about something and then still like the thing that you're complaining about. Having criticism is not necessarily meaning that you hate something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's a common problem in basically every fandom.
Yeah, which is sad. Like, you should be able to criticize something that you love. Like, if there's something wrong with it, you can't, like... It's not just, like, limited to franchises. It's limited to people as well. Like, you can love someone, but still kind of know that there's a flaw in someone. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot of things that people just, like, love you. There is no, like, real unconditional love of something unless it's something that's perfect and flawless, which I don't think really exists, except for The Good Place. That is an A+ show. I've been rewatching it recently because y'all mentioned it, and oh my gosh, that chef's kiss. Like, rewatching it is, like, if you've seen it once, definitely rewatch it.
That's
and
so good.
Pay attention to, and without giving anything away, pay attention to Michael's face, because he's the only one who actually, like, the whole cast didn't know a twist that happens later on in the show, but he and one other character did know. And his reactions to some things are just, like...
really good.
Yeah,
incredible.
Very good in retrospect. They played a lot of things.
So it's... I don't often rewatch things. Like, once I watch, like, a series that has, like, several seasons to it, I typically won't rewatch it. But rewatching it has been a delight just to watch the acting.
The Good Place is so worth rewatching.
It's so good.
The Good Place is really good. Like, but that's the only thing, like, I don't think I can't criticize it. It is just, like, such a good show.
The last episode always makes me cry too much. That's my criticism.
Oh, I'm not looking... I don't think I can rewatch the last episode. That was just... Yeah. It's just too much. But anyway, so yeah, people should be able to criticize things, but still like them. It doesn't mean that you're not liking something. Next, we have Dash Reinvent, who says that episode 54 was a 1 out of 5. It's the 5th Possession episode, and I guess this week's episode was also a possession episode.
Sure was.
Morphmon did a better turning partners into bugs. Also, Angoramon with a sword is a more interesting concept. Ruli as a gecko and Hero with the purple tailmon. And lastly, Rudamon's power of friendship moment causing the evolution. And yeah, we're doing a lot of like possession kind of things, which
That's ghosts.
I guess because it's that's just ghosts, so I can't criticize it too much on that. But I do see that it's being used a lot. Next, we have Narumi, who says they didn't have any expectations for episode 54. They liked the first half of the episode, but the power of friendship was very annoying, and yeah, I totally agree. They wanted Gamamon to punch Espimon a lot. No one likes Espimon anymore, is what I'm getting. But at least we didn't have another episode about warp evolution. Yeah, I'm totally glad that we're over that. So yeah, no one likes Espimon now, is what I'm noticing. Poor Espimon. Although I also don't really care for him much. Next, we have Lazy Crocono, who says they legitimately hoped that the episode would have finally killed Espimon to finally get some conclusion to the fake hero thing. They don't hate Espimon, but the fake hero thing is bad. See, even people who don't hate him want Espimon to die, which is so sad. And also because Ghoulish Gamamon killing an actual friend would make his morality even more clear, because at the moment he's only killed murderers and actual evils, Monster of the Week. And that's completely valid. Like, I didn't even think about that, but that would have been, like, a really good turning point. Like, at the moment, we're kind of like, I guess Ghoulish Gamamon is good, but...
Question mark?
Like, he's question mark. But at the moment, if I were to say he's good or bad, I would say he's... Yeah. At the moment, I would say he's good. But he's not, like, afraid to kill the Mon of the Week, whereas Hero would kind of just want to talk him down. So I would still say the Ghoulish Gamamon is good, because sometimes you have to do some murder as a treat. But if he killed, like, an actual, like, friend character or someone who wasn't necessarily evil, that would bring it to the point where we can kind of, like, question his morality. But at the moment, I'm kind of like, if I had to choose one, I would say Ghoulish Gamamon is good, just isn't scared to do a murder. Next, they say that the episode 55, if they hurt a non-Digimon cat, would be the worst episode forever. Did the cats... I don't think they were hurt.
I mean, I can't imagine having their, like, skulls twisted like that would be comfortable, but, like, they all seemed fine in the end, I guess.
Yeah, they were all back to just purring and, apparently having not been traumatized at all.
Yeah. Everyone walked away with this surprisingly psychologically sound.
Which is very... Like, it happens a lot in Ghost Game, where there's a lot of trauma and everyone is seemingly fine. Like, the Ajataramon episode, I keep on going back to that, but that's because it was really kind of, like, a traumatic thing for characters to see. Like, gives these characters... Like, is that guy who saw the Digimon who was in love with him, killed himself? Is he
in front of him? Yeah! Dude's gotta be having nightmares about that.
Like, I feel like all these kids need so much therapy. Which is, you can say that about a lot of seasons of Digimon. Like, the kids just need therapy from what they've seen. Yikes. And then lastly, we have Andrew, who says they hate Espimon more and more. They'd rather wait 20 episodes for plot to progress a little bit than just hearing him saying the same thing about looking for the real hero. Yeah, it's funny how quickly people turn on Espimon. I guess y'all were right about him being
I'm glad
awful.
We're being vindicated. We knew it from day one, baby.
Yeah, because I feel like when Espimon first came up, I was like the Espimon defender, and a few people in the comments were like, oh, Espimon's not too bad, and then how the turntables, no one likes Espimon, which is like, poor. Like, I feel bad. Like, I wish that Espimon was likable, but at the same time, like, he's not likable.
He'd be more likable if they did anything with him.
Or killed him.
Yeah.
or that, I guess.
If he existed just to be a red shirt, I feel like that would be kind of good. Like,
I mean, I would like him more if he had died 10 episodes ago.
I still hope that his purpose of existence is to be killed by Ghoulish Gamamon and have that be like a big thing, and then we get like, I don't know,
I agree. I just wish that had happened 10 episodes ago.
Old evolution or something. Yeah.
It still should have happened last week's episode.
Damn
like,
right.
That would have been a good moment for it.
It would have. I'm so upset that it didn't happen once we thought of it.
Yeah. But anyway, that's it for Postmon. Pat, do we have any thoughts about the series so far that maybe these comments have awoken within us that aren't related to Espimon dying?
Yes, actually. So it took me a while to realize this, but In the ending credits song sequence, Kiyoshiro is just posing in front of a women's fashion display, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Kiyoshiro's trans. Confirmed.
I'm down.
I like this.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, is queer or
Yeah.
is somewhat
Let's
inclined,
figure shit out.
Yeah.
which is cool.
Gender fluid or something. You know?
I still want Digimon to really have some queer characters or queer
Digimon
representation.
be actually queer challenge, yeah.
Like, Atmon was really close, but I think we can do better.
Yep.
We did have background lesbians, but I want foreground lesbians.
Word.
Well, and let the boys kiss. They were clearly gay.
Oh, yes, it was very gay, but it was like, they're gay, but
It was
we still
subtext
Japan
and
we
therefore
can't really say it.
cowardly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Atmon's so good. But yeah, please, give us some queer characters, Digimon, please. Like, foreground characters, not background characters.
With that said, I'm very tired and I would like to call it a night.
Okay, so just any predictions for next week's episode called Impurity?
I'm
Looks
setting myself
horrifying
up
from the
for
preview.
disappointment because I'm pretty hyped about how Ava looks like it's going to get. There's just going to be an angel in the sky above Tokyo, so that's cool.
I was also pretty into the hyper cleanly OCD thing.
It looks haunting.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
the preview. The previews always do a good
They
job
often
of making an
do a
episode
really
feel
good
haunting.
job of cutting down to just the good moments of the episode.
Yeah,
But-
so I'm hoping that it'll live up to expectations while realizing that it probably won't.
Then again, I was not looking forward to this week's episode, judging by the preview. I thought it was just going to
That's
be
fair.
that bird episode again.
Yeah.
But this week's
And it
episode,
wasn't
maybe I
not
just
that.
enjoyed it.
It was just, what if we got the birds high at the end?
Oh yeah, it was still
Yeah.
like a similar idea of like, why aren't they free? Why aren't they in control? But I just felt like it was done in such a better way. And also the birds just left at the end of that episode.
They
We
sure
still
did.
don't know where the giant bird is. That should be a very big concern.
I want
I
the
want to know
giant
more
bird
about
to come back.
Birdman.
And Birdman!
Yeah, also, yeah, well, he had a name. What was his, it was
Doesn't
the same
matter.
name as the character from Try. He had
Birdman.
a Daigo. He had a name, but only in the synopsis, not actually as a character,
Yeah.
which is so funny to me. But yeah, it looks like another creepy episode. Hopefully it's got something. But yeah, that's the predictions. Alright everyone, so thanks for listening to another episode of Lost in Translationmon. You can find a link down below in the description, and you can contact us and stay updated. You can leave us a comment on this episode on YouTube to join in on the conversation. And for a full list of ways to find the podcast across the internet, you can head over to the link tree, which is linktr.ee/LostinTranslationmon. If you enjoy the podcast or videos, you can show your support by signing up on Patreon and get some cool rewards and help us hit milestones. And thank you to our current supporters on Patreon. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Stephen Reeves, who is Wild64 and Archive of Our Own. Kaidawashi, Chisai, who can follow on Twitter at Chisai236. Neobu, who says you should follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236. Lismond, who is Lekmon on Tumblr. Nicholas, Amory from Gone Hunting, a Hunter Actual Watch podcast. I don't think I can stop talking like this, y'all. Magnus, Lucas, JSimon05, Patrick, Jason, Shelby. I sound like I'm selling someone a house. Digital
I was thinking
Hazard,
Carnival
who is on...
Barker.
I was thinking auctioneer.
That too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking auctioneer. That's what I meant by selling a house. So yeah, Jason, Shelby, Digital Hazard was on Twitch at The Digital Hazard. Alemus, Tropiumon, and Vmon Tamer. Come round, come all to check out this house. It's not complete trash. You can also make a One Nation on PayPal, which is found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Edgemon. You can not buy a house, but you can send money through to PayPal. And you can also donate to me on my coffee, ko-fi.com/Edra. I don't think I can ever stop talking like this, but I kind of like it. I feel like I've got people's attention. I am definitely selling... I need to, like, go out and sell someone a house.
Apparently
You broke out. Congratulations.
I think there was a little bit of me that was worried that would just be my voice now, and I'd be like giving someone IT support, and I'd be like, "Hi, can I now remote into your machine?" Anyway, that would
I
frighten
need to
someone,
remember
I'm
that
sure.
password going once.
Going once. Please stop moving the mouse. I'm trying to control your computer remotely. I will now just disable the mouse because you are clearly not getting the idea. Anyway, so Chloe, Quinn, anything that you would like to mention or plug before we sign off for another week?
My back hurts. Good night.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm really warm. I'm really warm in here. So yes, let's finish off. So we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.